real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Ashley Antikyre was addicted to crack and meth, and as a result, she lost everything. Ashley claims she asked the defendant to care for her dog while she checked herself into rehab, but now she refuses to return her, so she's suing. Defendant Tara DeNike agreed to take care of Ashley's dog, but says Ashley agreed to help out financially and come visit the dog, and neither of those things happened. Therefore, Tara feels the dog now belongs to her.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so I am a recovering addict. I was using meth and crack for about 7 years prior to 6 months ago because I entered myself into rehab.
Good.
You know, I was 90 pounds. I was dying. So I didn't want to die, and I had lost everything. My daughter, my house, almost my husband and son, and my other dog. I had to get rid of him. And so I kept on to Lily, you know, and while I was in rehab, my husband was moving.
Well, let me say, first of all, let's keep talking about that, because I'm glad you could tell the audience and the viewers what type of consequences come from drug addiction. And let me just say to the viewers, we hear so many cases with folks who have struggled or are still struggling with drug addiction. And I know many people might say, why does Judge Mathis always have so many? Because we get our cases from the community, and our cases reflect what's going on in America and the working class in particular. Unfortunately, the working and poor folks, they're consumed, their communities, with drugs. And so this is a reflection of that. And so those of you who are always covering your mouth and where did they get them from, we got them up the street from you. We got them from your family. Every one of you all got either a crackhead or a pillhead in your family. Cousin, brother, uncle, somebody. So don't act special, because you see many here. Many of them come here because we help. We help get them in rehab. That's why many come here. And so, because I hear that from time to time, where do you get those people from? Yeah, those are the same ones that sold you your dope last night. That's where we get it.
That's right.
You give me some background on yourself. And once again, thank you for getting yourself clean. I know it's been a short time, but keep it moving. No more.
7 months now.
Yeah. There's no more crack anyway, so you can get that out of the way. Nobody uses crack. You were the last holdout on crack. Now, crack was 80s, 90s, and 2000. Now everybody's on pills, crystal. Well, you did keep up with the times on crystal meth. Yeah, well, you're not that out of style. All right, go ahead. Give me some background, ma'am.
I met Ashley in 2019 at our job, and I had soon after quit the job because I have 4 kids at home. And
how did you support your 4 children?
I have 2 of my kids are on disability.
Okay. All right. And certainly they need mom then if they're on disability.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
So she, later after I had stopped working, she asked me if I could start watching her son. So I said, yeah. And I watched my son, and I wasn't in the best of a relationship. And my ex was a pill user, drug addict. So she had a problem with it, and we fell off and stopped talking. And she didn't let me watch her son anymore. And that was around January. And I didn't hear from her after for quite some time. And she called me up around April and had told me that she was in rehab. And we talked for a minute, and she said, my husband's moving. I don't know what's going to happen between the 2 of us. So I need you to get my dog. She's locked in the bathroom.
Okay, let's stop there so that she can give me her take on the dog because it's her lawsuit. And so she speaks first about it, and then you follow up and pick up where you left. Ma'am?
Okay, so I've had my dog for 13 years. When I went into rehab, I did call her and ask her if she could watch my dog because I trusted her because she had watched my son. I know she's a good friend, so she picked up my dog, and pretty much the agreement was when I get out of rehab and I'm able to have her, that I will come pick her up. I offered money while I was in rehab. Basically I didn't want to lose my dog. So when I got out of rehab, about 4 months go by and I'm begging the landlord, please let me have my dog. Please let me have my dog. So he finally gave in. He told me I could have my dog. So I messaged Tara and said, hey, he said it was okay. So I'm going to come get my dog. And then she immediately told me that she's not giving her back and that they're pretty much attached to her over there. I let her know I've been attached to my dog for 13 years. It's the only animal that I've kept for so long. She said, no, I'm not giving her back. She's my dog now. And so I immediately just lost it. I was so depressed and sad. I had messaged her, begging her, please give me my dog back. Please give me my dog, crying on these messages. And she's the only thing that I didn't lose, and now I'm losing her again. So
give me your take on what occurred with the dog.
So when she had called and said, I need you to get my dog, my husband.
This is in April?
Taking care of her.
This is in April?
Yes, this is in April.
Yes.
In April, she had said, can you come get my dog? So I immediately went over there to get the dog. Her husband let me in. The dog was in the bathroom. Very skinny, very shaking really bad.
She's skinny all the time.
Go ahead, man.
Chihuahua.
But I took her and I took her home. I bought her a little dog bed. I bought her food. I've taken care of all her things. I let her outside. My kids have gotten attached. And up until now, when she was
What made you think she was giving you her dog permanently? She gave you the dog April or May? April? When did you let her keep the dog? In April. What was the discussion then regarding ownership or keeping or giving back the dog?
I had told her from the beginning that when I took the dog, if I'm having to pay out everything for the dog and she's not helping with a penny coming and seeing her or doing anything to show any type of care, then the dog would be mine at the end of it.
And what did she say?
She said, okay. And then I said, all right. And my friend...
You work for the social service agency, or that sounds like something Child Protection tells you.
Yeah.
No.
Say if your kids aren't fed right and you don't take care of them right, we're going to remove them out of the house. Are you a foster care parent?
No, but
What are you to make you think that you can take somebody's dog just because they're not feeding them properly?
Well,
you report them, ma'am. You report them to someone. Did the dog gain weight while the dog was with you?
Yes, I have pictures that she's...
You have before and after pictures?
I don't have any before pictures.
All right, I need before. Could have been like that when you picked the dog up. You have any pictures of your dog before she went with the defendant?
I do.
What page?
Page 2. This is back in 2000 and...
2000 and what, ma'am?
2000 and... I want to say 2013.
You have none more recent? You have none more recent than that?
Well, I do, I took this one when Tara came to visit me with her, and see, she's still skinny.
When?
She's been when she came to visit me, like right when I first got out. I graduated recovery in June. And so it is when I got out, like that week, she came and seen me.
What page are your pictures of the dog after you've kept the dog for months
and two,
fed
sir.
him? Pardon me? 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get back to the other reason that you believe you should keep the dog. The reason we just went through that is because you acted as if the dog had been neglected and or abused. I don't see that. You haven't proven that. So we're going to take that element out of this case and get back to her saying she would give it to you. And she says that never happened. Is that what you're saying, ma'am? You never agreed to let her have it permanently?
Yes.
All right.
On page 17, she put, I accept the fact that she's lived a great life with me and you can have her for the remainder of her time.
Ma'am, did you say that before I even looked this up? Did you say that she could have it for the remainder of her time?
Yes, but I have a reason why.
Why?
I had told her that because basically the landlord was still not letting me have her. And then, so I like basically gave up, you know, and I was just so depressed. And so I asked her, you know, I told her, thank you, you know.
What would have happened had the landlord never told you you could keep it? Because you said at some point the landlord allowed you, said you could. What would have happened if the landlord said, no, 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 never? What would have happened with the dog?
I would accept that she needed to stay with Tara.
Right. And so it was only when the landlord said he should keep it, you said, give him back. But before that, you said, here, the dog is a gift.
No,
because you didn't get paid for it. You told her to keep the dog. And just because you changed your mind, the gift had been delivered, ma'am. You cannot retract a gift once it's delivered. You can retract it if it's promised, but you delivered the dog and then told her she can keep the dog. You can't play games with these families' emotions. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Plaintiff Martell Mormon says after he and the defendant started officially dating, she became obsessed with her finances and constantly asked for money. Martell's suing her today for unpaid loans. Defendant Jocelyn Shields says Martell was extremely intense from the minute they started dating, and he once dropped a previous lawsuit against her after she agreed to reconcile with him. Jocelyn insists he's suing for more than she owes.
Start with you.
When I first met Jocelyn back in March of 2020, it was 100% clear. Like, you know, she wanted a relationship. You know, I was getting introduced to family, friends. You know, just, you know, when we were together, it would be times we would talk about relationships, things related to relationships. We were just, you know.
You were looking forward to?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, Your Honor. But, you know, time went on, and I think about February this year is when we decided, you know, to make things official that we were going to be, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, and you know, we went ahead and.
A year? What'd y'all do for a whole year?
We
take so long. Some people marry in a little over a year. You all even know you date and everything else, so maybe you didn't do everything else. All right, a year to say you're my girlfriend and you meeting each other's parents. And okay, so go ahead. You all declared that you were a couple in February. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your Honor. And then just pretty much from the time period of February to June, pretty much when everything, you know, bad started happening in June. And the same Jocelyn that I met in March of 2020, and I saw like she was real hard going towards a relationship. It was just now this Jocelyn in February 2001, it seems like she was really focused on just, you know, her financial I guess you could say, just financial issues that she had going on. So it was just like from February to June, it was just repetitively and just consistently, constantly, like just, I would always, and I had no, I loved her. I had no problem helping her, but it was just so repetitive and repeatedly that she would just keep requesting help and just money from me. It was just.
How often? Once a month? Once every other month? How often did she ask for money?
Well, I mean, there would be times where, well, I mean,
he can't even
loan payments, I would say maybe about like twice a month, and there would be some payments that I would.
Ask for money. You said she was constantly asking you for money, repetitively.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking. How often?
I'd probably put it at about, I would say about maybe like three times, maybe about like.
Okay.
Maybe about 4 times, something like that.
All right. And if you're suing her today, that means she had a right to focus on trying to get her some money because she can't even pay you. So that's kind of backs up what you're saying, that she does have money issues. And
it wasn't all that.
By then, it was a year and a half you all had been together. And so, as such, you're supposed to help your woman. What do you want to tell me?
I actually met him in November of 2019 is when we started dating. I don't know where his timeline is coming from, but when we started dating, he was automatically intense. Like, it was every weekend, he was just coming up, getting hotels, not even telling me that when he was getting the hotels.
You all lived in separate towns?
Yeah, I live in different states. So he lived probably about an hour from me. And he would just show up and be like, hey, I got a hotel in your town. What's up? Let's kick it. So I thought he was nice and sweet when I first met him, but then he was just overly the top. I did bring him around, like on my birthday. I brought him on my birthday, and I did bring around my family, but because he was nice and sweet, but then it was every day, every hour, every minute, he wanted to be with me or around me, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It was just too much for me, so.
Didn't want to see him that much.
Yeah.
That was a little too much for you.
That was a little bit too much.
From the beginning?
Yep.
Yet you stayed how long?
So that was November of 2019, and then we ended up, after a couple months of him wanting to see me every single day and every minute, I broke up with him, and then he had his mom call me and leave a message and try to
Broke up him when, in June?
That was like probably January or February after I met him, a couple months after I met him.
So you all didn't make anything official?
No.
Like he just said?
No.
You dated for a year and then made it official?
No.
None of that happened?
No.
Why do you think he's saying that?
I never even met his mom, and he had her call me and ask me why I wasn't talking to him anymore.
When was that?
That was probably like January or February when I stopped talking to him.
How many times had you met his mother?
Never.
How many times
I didn't even know she knew.
Spoken with her?
Never. I didn't even know she knew my number. So.
Sir, you want to answer that? Did your mom call her?
Oh yeah, she told me that she did call her, because I know I used to talk to her a lot, a lot about things. She talked, just, mother son.
She had never met her.
Well, yeah, she never met her. I know they talked on the phone one time when.
You said they never talked on the phone.
They did one time.
You say once?
Not prior.
Yes.
All right, she felt comfortable enough to call you about her son, and
yeah.
Want to know why you won't call him back?
Well, that was a little weird for me, so I did not talk to him.
I think it's charming.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Sometimes, I guess. So
he said you were asking for money all the time.
No, it's not. No, that was not it. He actually started off by offering to get my nails and my feet done and stuff like that. That's how I met him, when I first met him. And he Snapchatted me and he said, oh, you want me to send you to the salon to get your feet done?
So you interpreted someone offering to get your manicure and pedicure as someone interested in you?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I
didn't know that. Debbie been doing my nails, her and Missy, for 23 years. They've been interested in me all along, huh?
I never saw it.
Never knew it.
Yeah, I know it either.
Be friends with my wife, all up in my wife's face all the time. My kids.
Yeah, they wanted you for 20 years.
20 years, 23.
23
Debbie
years.
been here from day one. My be dog.
You're pretty sharp, too. I can't believe you missed that.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it. I usually pick up on things. That's something. I've been calling her sister. Let me calling you sister. That's my sister Debbie. I put her on the Instagram last night. I put her name down on my Instagram, my sister Debbie.
Right.
So I got to change that to Stalker Debbie. My Stalker Debbie. All right. Go ahead, ma'am.
So.
But this is quite odd, ma'am. I'm going to go back to him to get this time frame because this is just much, much too different. Start again, sir. You met in March of 20.
Yeah. Well, that's how we met. We met through Facebook and just social media, period.
March 20.
No, March 20 is when we actually got the first opportunity to meet each other, and hang out.
Right, March 20. You started talking on the internet when? I guess that should be the question.
Oh man, we were for a while. I was in the Army, and I had just got out, and I went to school in Orlando, Florida, for a year, graduated, and me just getting out of the military, I wasn't ready to be living on my own yet, so I came back home here to Illinois for a little while.
Okay.
And I'm back home. I ain't been home in years, so I took the opportunity to go visit friends and family. I got friends, family in Wisconsin, and I'm back home here in Wisconsin. We're going to go visit, so I took.
So is it about the time that she says that you all began conversations, internet or otherwise, November of 19?
Yeah, that was conversation. Yeah.
All right. In March of 20 is when you all made it official, or when you all just started seeing each other?
When we started seeing each other.
And then you made it official when again? February 21, almost a year later.
Yes.
All right, official. 1 year later, it was official.
No.
Don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted. It was official. And that's facts.
No.
It is. All right. 100% facts.
No.
Yes, it is. Official facts.
Promise.
February of 21. What do you say was happening in March of 20? What was your association?
I stopped talking to him. Well, about February, March, I stopped talking to him.
Of 20? Or of 21?
Of
this year?
Okay,
I know it's so hard with COVID. We missed the year.
That was me. I missed
so
a
nothing
year.
really happened in 20.
See, I
Everything
forgot
you
all
say
about
last
it.
year means 19.
Right.
Yep. So 2019, we started talking about 2020. Yeah. So February, March of 2020 is when I stopped talking to him because that's when he was getting all weird on me. And so then I was like, it was just too much for me. And
What was the rest of the year like? March 20, stopped talking.
We stopped
When
talking.
did you talk again?
About probably June, maybe. We started back talking.
June of 20.
But I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because he kind of forced me to.
He forced you to start talking to him.
Yes. Not literally, but he took me to court prior to this.
About what?
For $300 because I stopped talking to him, and that's when he tried to sue me. So.
Had he given you $300 as a gift, you believe?
Pretty much in between the couple months that we were
And then
talking.
he tried to convert it to a loan.
Once I
That's what
stopped
you
talking to
believe,
him,
when you
yeah.
wouldn't see him anymore.
And I have a text message that he.
So it never went. It stopped. All the romance stopped in what month?
It kind of was off and on for the last 2 years. So.
When was the final off?
Just in May of 2020, June of 21 was the final off. I haven't been with him since.
May of?
A little towards June.
20 or 21?
I'd just say June 1st, 21.
May, okay, June 21.
Was the final off.
All right, let's get to the loan, sir. How does she owe you and for what loans? When were they made? When did she agree to repay?
Well, if you want to look at page 22.
That's the list of the loans.
Well, it was the receipts actually are page.
Receipts.
That's
Page
For what?
212, those are the receipts. But the conversation where the payments were all promised, he promised to pay me back. You can start at page 22, where it says $370, but it was actually a $360 that she promised to pay back to me that was never paid.
Okay.
And you got another one. You can check out page 32.
But when you think you're going to be able to pay me that $250 back? You think maybe this week, next week? This is you, she says, toward the end of the month, hopefully. This is March 5th, it appears, of what year, sir? Which March?
The 250. That was March. That was 2021, Your Honor.
Okay. Past March, saying she would pay you at the end of the month.
Judge,
That was $250. Yes, ma'am.
I can say, I will say that if anything, out of the whole time we were together, I probably owe him $800. If you go to...
Nope, I'm gonna let him go to.
Okay, damn it.
Sir?
Okay.
Yeah, well, it was actually.
What's the next one?
You can go ahead. You can take a look at page 32. No, page 31 before that talks of where she was having issues with getting a vehicle. Apparently, she totaled a vehicle, or she got into an accident. But page 32 is where she actually
This is
made
in
the
May.
balance payments.
Yes, I will. My checks are $1,300. You say, I know you're sleeping, but I paid on the 14th. Can you please borrow me $300 and I'll give it back to you then? I get paid on the 14th. $400 on the 14th and we got a deal. Yes, I will. My checks are $1,300. So wait a minute, you will give me $400 back on the 14th? Yes, I will, I promise. All right, so now we have $400. What else?
If you want to take a look at page 38.
This is you. So you promised to pay me back $810 on the 1st of June. But that doesn't say when you loaned that and whether it is the combination of the first two. Then it sounds like it might be $250, and then the second page you directed me to is $400. That's $650. So you got to show me some evidence how the debt came to $810.
Yeah, that's no problem, Your Honor. Okay, well the 300. Then you have page 34.
And that's another $250.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So if you give 60, you're going to pay me back 710.
That page 22 minus that out. That happened. That was previously before the 810, Your Honor. I was just going through promised payments. If you want me to get to the equaling out of 810,
yes,
then you can minus out the page 22.
Do you have a page perhaps with a one pager with all the debts and times in which they were made? The date, okay, I'm looking. Loan, December 3rd of 20, $300. February 19, 21, $300. Is that about right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you say February 24th, $121.
$131, Your Honor.
$131, you're right. February 28th, $250.
Yes, Your Honor.
March 110. See, you paying her like you were her employer. Every 2 weeks. Oh, right. That's when I get paid, every 2 weeks.
Can I say anything?
522, and then the next day, 6. Ma'am, you hear those loans I mentioned, May 6th, $300. Another one, May 9th, $250. The first two were December and then February. So what do you say to this, ma'am?
Okay.
These loans.
So I did not borrow that much. Yes, I asked him. He said as long as we're together, some of the stuff that he had gave me did not have to be repaid. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me as long as I'm with you, I do not have to pay you back, because he said no.
There's some of this stuff.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, like, he said for sure $810 I owed him. Even on the page that I have on page 24, it says $810 on the first.
There you go. Page 24.
He wrote this out himself. It's page 24. It's his handwriting that I owed him $810.
Got it. He was suing you at a different court.
Yep.
And you all removed it from there to bring it to us. And that was as of August 23rd. And I see 810,
Yes.
and then I see that scratched out, and it says 1600.
Yes.
Sir, what do you say to this?
Oh, the grand total is 1,600, Your Honor.
I'm talking about a court document you filed. It said $810. Then there's a line through it, and there's a new number next to it that says 1,600.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. See, when I filed it at the court, at the civil division, I put a range of 810 to 1,600.
No, you
But
think I haven't been a
that's
judge,
what
never practiced law? Then you can go in on a lawsuit and say she owed me from a range of 800 to 1,600. That's the range she owes. You say you owe how much?
I would say about 810, but he also...
I'm gonna go with this 810 that he put down and then scratched out. $810 is your judgment, sir. Your response about you scratched it out because you meant a range. No, you don't scratch out to say range. You put a dash. This scratched out the $810 in its entirety, and then you wrote in a different number. 1,600. So then your explanation today is that courts accept a range. You don't have to tell the courts the specific amount, Your Honor. You just go there and you write down a range. That's how courts operate. Didn't you know that? Thought you was a judge. You never been in a courtroom before? You never seen a lawsuit filed? $810. Have a good day.
You're getting blocked again. I'm done. You try to charge me for every little thing we did while we were dating. That's not fair. So you'll be blocked again. That's it. That's all.
Plaintiff Ernie Wyke says one night he was driving down the street and the defendant was driving erratically looking for his girlfriend, and he crashed into Ernie's car. He's suing for an insurance deductible. Defendant Jeffrey Martin admits he was driving around looking for his girlfriend during an argument, but he insists the accident was Ernie's fault, and therefore he denies owing.
Start with you.
Okay, I was driving south on Cornell Street. If you need the name of the street, doesn't matter. And he was heading east, and he was past Cornell Street, and then all of a sudden I see him backing up really fast, and I stopped before the stop sign. Then he stopped and hesitated for a while, and then I goes, okay, I creeped up to the stop sign. I was gonna turn right, and then he was looking for his girlfriend. And
How do you know what he was looking for?
Because she showed up. As they was writing the ticket, because he was writing the ticket, she came in and sat in his car, and he told me that that they were fighting.
Oh.
Okay. And so he backed into my car.
Sir, what do you say happened?
Okay, so yes, I was fighting with my girlfriend. She's walking down the road or whatever. So I pull in this driveway, and this man sees me backing out. I mean, he might have been in the right, but either way, this man sees me backing out, and he just pulls right behind me as I'm backing out, and I back into him. So I don't understand. I feel like it was his fault.
You were in a driveway.
Yeah.
Of a house?
Yeah, of a house.
Oh, okay.
That's a lie, Your Honor. On page 4, you have a police report.
There's something about, the police came, and you have a police report. It says something about a ticket. Did you get a ticket, sir?
Not that I know. I just got sued by him.
Know? You say he doesn't know if he got a ticket.
I don't think I got a ticket. No, I didn't get no ticket. I just got sued by you.
He was asking, because he didn't have proof of insurance also. He told me that.
Yeah, I got that dropped on a double parking. Because I already got, this was already settled.
I think it's page 4.
Crash report.
There's no...
No, I never got a ticket, though.
Why don't they detail what happened on your traffic reports, on the police report? Never seen a police report where they don't ask what happened.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
He, as you can see on that photograph right there, there was no driveway around there. And these streets are narrow. And sometimes you have to wait for a car to even, you have to pull over so another car can pass and go the other way. That's how narrow these streets are. There's no driveway around there. There's no picture of a driveway.
And the police composed this.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so either the police were hallucinating or you're lying. They have zero driveway. This is a commercial street if you ever seen one. In fact, it looks like a thoroughfare. Pretty busy one at that. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. I think.
All right. I'm going to go with what I see with my own eyes. You have any evidence you want to present?
Yeah, how was I not in the driveway? I was pulling in the driveway and I was backing out to turn around to go the other way. And you pulled behind me, even though you seen I was backing up. And you pulled right behind me. Just thinking you should have just took the loss. Like, okay, I'm gonna wait.
You lie between two drops of rain, buddy. I didn't.
How much was the damage?
It was, I paid $550 for my deductible.
I know, but how much was it? Because you sent your
insurance. It was $1,000.
Okay,
over
your
$1,200.
insurance didn't go up, did it?
Pardon me?
Your insurance didn't go up.
No, because I asked insurance what I could do about this, and they said, no, it won't go up because he didn't have proof of insurance. They would pursued it for me.
As long as it didn't go up, because you could get all the money from him. You don't have to take
I just wanted my deductible from the man. I don't need any.
Folks put things on their insurance and sue for the deductible when they don't have to put it on their insurance. They can sue for the entire amount.
Wow.
So, just so folks know that. Good luck to you. I believe him over you. And the police diagram. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you. Jeffrey, man, I'm sorry this had to happen. I didn't want to really do this. You know, I don't want no hard feelings with us. I wasn't the one who's driving reckless. The lady across the street did that. I don't want no problems with you, man.
No worries, man. No worries. It's all done and over with, man.
All right, that's good. Let's let it bypass, man.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Okay, great.